my guy.
What's going on, bro?
What's up? Yeah, long time coming, eh?
Hell yeah, man.
How you feeling?
Shoot. I'm good, you alright?
Yeah, I'm good.
Shit. Let's get it popping.
Let's get it rolling. Well, welcome to the InnerChild Podcast, where we have authentic conversations about growth, childhood, and passion. I'm Josh Brown. I go by JB, and this is my partner, my brother, Olden's La Fortune. He goes by OD.
What's up?
So let's get it started. Let's just talk about inner child. What is inner child? When you hear those words, OD,
Yeah.
what comes to mind when you hear the word inner child?
Oh, man. InnerChild, bro. You know, it's crazy. We done talked about this already, and I can't even get it together as to, like, what InnerChild kind of, like, means to me. But, I mean, as simple as I could put it, I
Yeah.
think it's that little kid inside of you.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? Who that little kid is, what that little kid does. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? What that little kid thinks about.
Yeah.
And, you know, like what that little kid wants to be.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And obviously everybody has an inner child. You know what I'm
For sure.
saying? And it's up to you to embrace it the way you want to embrace it. And, you know, I just think having that inner child and recognizing who that inner child is, man, is really important to your development. You know what I'm saying?
No, I agree. I mean, I think it's deep. Like when you think back to, you know, your adolescence, right? And you think back to, you know, that little kid that like to, you know, wander around the park, play sports, you know, be observant, all those different things. Like when you really tap back into your inner child, it comes back. Not to, you know, use the word we're looking for here and try to explain it, but that's what it is at the end of the day. So yeah, and I think that kind of goes right into the next thing of, you know, what is this podcast? Like, what is the purpose of it? How did it come about? Like, yeah,
I mean, yeah, man. I mean, shoot, should we just try to tell the story, I guess, in the best way we could possibly
yeah,
put it
I
together?
say, yeah, for sure,
I mean, you know, this is gonna be a continued conversation, I feel, but
course.
you know, for me, I think going to school, having a media degree,
Yeah.
like always wanting to like
Shout out them Rattlers.
Yeah, shout out to FAMU, man. Shout out to FAMU. Always wanted to kind of like, you know, explore myself in the media space.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But create my own lane is how like I thought of just the idea of a podcast.
Yeah,
I remember I graduated like literally in May 2020 in the peak of COVID. They shut everything down. And like the next wave of, you know, television or the next wave of media was not, you feel me, standard news.
broadcast media,
Yeah, like
traditional.
it was not standard news. It was this.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And just always trying to figure out how could I bring something like this to life, I think was kind of like the biggest challenge,
Yeah.
right, for me in the coming years. And, you know, I tried a few times to kind of like make it happen. And, you know, things fell through, which it's life, right?
Yeah.
You start projects, they flop, you start new ones, you figure it out. But, you know, I think it hit just in time, man. Like, you know, I had been in New York for a couple years. Obviously, we're connected. We talk all the time, man. And then just like kind of having this conversation and figuring out like, man, like I want to start something for
Yeah.
myself, man. Like I want to create an avenue for myself, but also like have that avenue pour into other people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I think like this, the culmination of how we're here today, or like, you know, at this stage, you know, of our partnership, our journey together, it, you know, you mentioned, you know, COVID, and that was what, my junior year in school, or junior year in school. And so
Yeah.
during that time, you have a lot of thought. We had a lot of thoughts, ideas, and I wanted to start a podcast then with some of my other guys, right? And for whatever reason, it didn't happen. You know, rest of the college career goes on, and then I get to the point where, you know, I'm up here, I'm thinking about, okay, what else? What are my passions? Where does that lie? You know, going back to the intro, like passions, right? And just was thinking like I really like to talk to people. Obviously, like sports is one big thing that I like to talk about, but it's more than just that. I just like to have conversations with anybody about anything, right? Just to see where people's heads at. And so, you know, we got to talking. Like I said, like you said, you've been here for a few years now. And I had the idea of the name of Inner Child given to me by one of my homeboys. Shout out to Jew. And from there, it took me some months to really like process what that actually meant and how I wanted to apply that to this right here, what we're doing today. And so it just dawned on me after we had lengthy conversations and I
Yeah.
saw where your head was at.
Yeah, we
And
did.
it's like OD, one thing about OD Hill, when he starts going cooking of ideas, thoughts, and really just express himself, like you really feel that. And so I felt that energy through the phone. And one day ultimately I felt compassionate to, like, let's do
Yeah.
this. Like, let's make it happen. And to see when that first, thing came around what, September, October, maybe of last year. And then to kind of like plan everything out and, get stopped here and there. And then
Yeah.
now we're here. Like it's pretty cool to be in this position.
Nah, for sure. Like you hit it right on the nail, bro. We always keep in touch, you know what I'm saying, regardless of whatever it is that we going through. We always
Yeah,
just tap in
for
with
sure.
each other. We hang out, you know what I'm saying? We kick it. It's a thing we do, you know what I'm saying? Um, yeah, man, and just like having that conversation. As soon as you told me, like, bro, I've been thinking about like doing the podcast, man. Like that was like the light bulb for me, bro. Cause it came in a moment, like I told you, like, and we'll talk about the inner child right now. Like
Yeah,
my inner child was saying, like, do something,
yeah,
like push something creative, like do something, like
yeah.
start something, like create a project. And I'm over here just trying to think about like what ways could I do it? Like, what are my interests? What are some of the things that I like to do?
Mm,
How the hell can I bring this shit to life? You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
And as soon as you told me like podcast, I was like, oh man, this is perfect, bro. Like,
yeah.
we gonna make it happen. You know what I'm saying? And shit, we here. You know what I'm saying? We talked about it right back then. We had some previous goals on when we wanted to
Mhm.
start it, you know. Obviously, we had a couple setbacks. But we got to it, bro. We definitely got to it.
Facts. And I think the purpose of this podcast is to one, bring not just ourselves and like kind of for us personally to tap into, our inner selves, inner beings, but to really just express, deeper thoughts and reminisce on, certain things and how we can grow ultimately. And so when we have guests on, looking forward to really getting a better level of understanding of a background of an individual, where they come from, why they're here, why they're at the position, where they're at present day,
Yeah.
and just really seeing, okay, well, how did you get here? Good, bad, or indifferent, right? And really just seeing, okay, like this was, you know, features or facts about your inner child, and this is where it's at now. So I think this is very promising for the both of us, and I'm excited. I'm excited.
Yeah,
I'm
nah, for
excited.
sure, man. I'm happy we finally getting a chance to shoot this, man. You went ahead and you mentioned background.
Yeah.
You
Okay.
know what I'm
Okay.
saying? That was something that like we for sure, I don't think we ever really got the chance to talk about that. You
Okay.
know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
me growing up in a Haitian American household, right?
Yeah.
My upbringing could probably be different from yours, who, you grew up in an African American
Yeah.
household. Maybe you could touch a little bit on it. Like how was I guess what was your childhood like? Or I guess what was the inner child like growing up in like the African American household?
Yeah, I'd say I have my parents are very structured as far as like the upbringing. Very heavy on like education, heavy on, being involved like in the community, stuff like that from an early age. Um Pressed us about, religion, church, stuff like that. So it was a very structured household. Like I wouldn't, trade my experience for anything. My parents,
All right.
how I brought up, how I was raised. But, with certain things, we talked about this a little bit. So for example, when I was in, I want to say between elementary to really like early high school, we weren't allowed to watch TV during the week. It was
That's crazy.
nah, I know. It was really like after like the news went off at 6:30. That was pretty much it. It was like go read, do homework, and like hit the hay for real.
Damn.
So I think that kind of was an interesting perspective. That was one big thing, and then also not having a phone until ninth grade. Like I didn't get a phone until the day before of my freshman year of high school, right? And so
Yeah, that's right.
I think
Yeah.
that I know this might sound crazy, but I think that really helped my social and personable skills because I wasn't used to, being on certain, apps. Like I had a kick, I had an iPod. Like I'm not saying
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
like
yeah.
nomad, but certain things like that help for sure. But it was an interesting upbringing for sure. And I just think the dynamics was like a structured household, set in stone, like, this is how it's gonna go. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. How about you? I'll let you touch on yours. I know we.
Damn. Man, I don't know what the hell was going on, bro, for you not to be able to watch TV past 6:30. Cause I know.
Now, don't get me wrong. I don't want to say like every single day. Like there was, I'm a sports guy, so I'm watching the games. Like I'm tapped in, but
I'm saying, like, I mean, I didn't grow up with cable TV, but I still was watching TV like 6 o'clock. I wasn't watching the news. That's for like 10 o'clock, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like I was probably watching Malcolm in the Middle, like some of your older shows, but like I mean, my parents tried to be as strict as they possibly could, right? Hearing your story, probably my parents were not as strict as I thought they were, because I thought they were pretty strict. Yeah, nah, I mean, my childhood is a little bit of the same. Honestly, I thought I was expecting to hear something different from you when it comes to like, maybe like an African American household versus like a Haitian American. I thought I was gonna hear something different. Okay. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But nah, it's literally the same. My parents, they work hard. They did the best they could to take care of us.
Mhm.
Church every Sunday.
Facts, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They tried to be as strict as possible. Especially with the neighborhood we grew up in. Like it wasn't, the greatest neighborhood to raise somebody. And I had my fair share of being out as a young kid and having fun, being sneaky, going back in the house, acting like I ain't do nothing wrong. But no, like my childhood, I would say there are some things there in my childhood when I think about the inner child that when I was younger, I wish I got the chance to experience a little bit more, but I don't regret anything. You know what I'm saying? My parents, they did what they could have, you know what I'm saying? And they did a really great job, I think, with, making something out of me and making something out of, the rest of my family, my sisters, you know what I'm saying? Cousins, all influences. So no huge complaints, like I said, it was church. Obviously, I went to school, got good grades.
What's not to cut you off? What's something like from that experience, like when you were younger, that it was almost like a certain like of a burning passion, and to this day you still have some of that, right? So like for me, like very entrepreneur oriented, like from a kid in the sense of. Right. All right, you wanna earn some money, like go rake leaves in the yard, go cut grass, stuff like that. And like to this day, I'm still always finding ways to, have entrepreneurial aspirations. So like what is that one thing for you? Or if you could pinpoint to multiple things?
Man, for me, I think it was just like just being creative.
Yeah, I can see that. 100%.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, growing up in a position where like, obviously bills were paid, nobody was late on
Where'd
rent.
you grow up?
Huh?
Where'd you grow up?
I grew up in North Miami.
North Miami.
Yeah,
okay.
Shout out to Miami-Dade County. Love Miami-Dade County, man. But nah, for sure. It was imagination, man. My parents, food was on the table, rent was paid for, everything was taken care of. You know what I'm saying? But I didn't live a luxurious life.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I didn't have my own bedroom until I got like super older.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm not scared of this. I didn't have my own bedroom until I went to college.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Sharing bedroom with sister, then share the bedroom with the grandma. Like I didn't have my own like safe haven till I, left home and went to college. So like I always was a imagination kid. I remember me and my sister, we used to like literally get the rooms to go catalogs from the mail. And then we used to, turn the pages, look at like the bed sets that they have.
Yeah, I'm knowing.
Entire setup.
Yeah.
And I kid you not, me and my sister used to pull out the white paper from the printer and then literally like bring out the coloring, pencil sticks and so on and so forth. And we would literally draw the beds that we would want if we went ahead and got our own crib. You know what I'm saying? So like I always been just trying to imagine, I guess, having more or imagine being in a space where like I could like I had it all. You know what I'm saying? Like my wrestling toys, when I used to buy my wrestling toys, if I didn't have enough accessories, I swear to God, I would make the accessories. Like if my wrestlers didn't have like rubber pads on them, I would literally like grab mechanical tape, literally, and then like put it on their knees and like literally that was literally, I was a creative kid. You know what I'm saying? Same thing with clothes. I learned how to sew real early, just off of watching my dad and my mom just sew stuff, bro. I just learned so many things just off of just off the mind, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because obviously I didn't have access to these things. So like it was something that, I had to do, man. What would you say, like, I guess that entrepreneurial spirit that your parents put in you, like,
Um,
has done to you today though?
yeah, today, I mean, so for example, I mentioned, just doing lawns from Florida, shout out Duval County. Mowing the lawn,
Duval.
Duval.
Yeah.
Nah, I mean, for mowing lawns, raking leaves, stuff like that. Shoot, really selling lemonade, making juices, stuff like real talk, just old style juicer,
That
and
sounds like
selling
some shit
juice.
you see on TV,
Yeah, no,
bro.
real talk.
Yeah.
No, really. But I think one of the biggest influences was watching like a show like Shark Tank, right? So, having, 4 or 5 moguls sitting down, you coming in on the show, presenting, pitching a business, right? And that was like, okay, like I understand what equity is now. I know what an investment is. You know what I'm saying? Just from a young age. And I think that,
When you started watching Shark Tank?
bro, I started watching Shark Tank like whenever it came out. So probably like when I was like 11, man. Like,
Damn.
yeah, 2011. I think that's when it came out.
Shark Tank
But
been around for a little
no, it's been
minute.
out for a minute.
Yeah.
But no, I think that's kind of those, inputs, if you will, you know, definitely sparked, my thought process now of, some of my side ventures and stuff like that of what I want to do outside of, day-to-day work. So, those moments, as a kid, uh, as a teenager, definitely still run rampant through my mind
Yeah.
now, present day, So
So
yeah.
so let me ask you, because we obviously we talking about the podcast, right? We talking about inner
Yeah.
child, where just your inner child has brought you today. Like, where are you today with your inner child?
Yeah, I'm like right now, present day, I'm definitely what we're doing right now, this is part of it, right? So, growing up and like going back to the sports reference, seeing the Michael Wilbons, the Stuart Scotts, the Stephen A. Smiths, um, and John Saunders, Greg Gumbel, uh, James Brown, you know what I'm saying? All those guys and them talking sports and then ultimately, the evolution of media, that definitely played a role because, having conversations, whether it was about, you know, sports stories related or just personal stories, like that's always been inside of me. So the fact that, we're doing this now, like that's a prime example of, I'm unleashing that inner child by doing
Right.
this, right? Like if people who know me, I can talk. I'm a good conversationalist. And so, for me to be able to do this, like that's a testament to my inner child.
That's a bet.
Yeah.
That's a bet. That's a bet.
Yeah. Like let me ask you, so, you know, once you talked about, COVID 2020, when you
Yeah.
graduated, where did you think you were going to be, upon that stage and that phase in your life to then where you're at now? And then when you like kind of reflect back to, like your inner child, your upbringing,
Yeah.
like where do you see yourself going?
Now, honestly, graduating with that media degree, you know what I'm saying, and having to deal with COVID was like a big slap in the face
Yeah.
and shit that I honestly couldn't even control, to be honest with you, because who was able to control like a pandemic like
Right.
that? You know what I'm
Right.
saying? But like being as involved as I was on campus with like literally everything covering sports, hard news, so on and so forth, like I would literally head over to like the capital, touch base with different stakeholders, talk to commissioners, a lot of seat holders in Tallahassee, bro.
Yeah.
And having conversation, like literally I was involved a lot, you know what I'm
Yeah. I
saying?
believe it.
And I thought that I would be able to step out of school, get me a good paying job somewhere as either like a producer for a news station or working as like a reporter or something. You know what I'm saying? Now, granted, an MMJ doesn't really get paid a shitload of money fresh out of college. Like you literally have to have skin in the game for quite some, bit of time
Yeah.
to start getting to that space where you can live comfortably, right? Um, but yeah, I thought that's where I was going.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I saw, I had interviews going, conversations were flowing, COVID hit, all those conversations stopped. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter if you send an email or not. You ain't getting nobody to reach out to you. So
Yeah.
I honestly was in a place where I was just like, man, I don't know where this is gonna go. Granted, I had like a part-time job,
Mm.
turned it into like a full-time leadership opportunity once I graduated from FAMU. But yeah, I didn't know where my inner child was going. I'll be honest
Yeah.
with you.
No,
And
that's real.
to kind of like fast forward, obviously, be able to like be in New York now, work in the professional space.
Media
Not,
capital of the world.
yeah, not media related,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
work in the professional space, still be able to, fund a lot of my interests, still fight to have the social life that I want to have, and then just be the person I want to be. I would say, I'm content, right? However, still not satisfied in some way, but in present day, I think shooting this podcast, just like you said, bro, is I think probably one of the best things I could have done for myself in a really, really long time, because I hadn't started something for myself until now, I feel like.
I mean, think about what we said, what I said in the intro. Two of the words, growth and passion, right?
Yeah.
This is clearly a passion um of both of ours.
Yeah.
And then this is a part of your growth, right? Like this is a part of your growth to, ultimately where you want to be in a certain space, right?
Right.
And this is a step in that direction. So, I think, you can be delayed in some instances, but you can't be denied, right? And
Yeah.
so this is just part of that, a part of that growth.
Damn, my boy got quotes today.
Yeah,
man.
hey,
you can be
while
delayed, but you can't be denied.
hey,
Jeez.
while unleashing your passions. So yeah.
Let's backtrack a little bit.
Yeah.
What were you doing in high school?
High school.
You know what I'm saying? Like, what were your interests back then?
Yeah.
Where was your mental? Like, where were you in that space?
Shoot, high school. So I played sports in high school. Football, baseball, soccer. And then, outside of like just athletics, I was involved like student government at the time. And then just in the city of Jacksonville, I was a part of this like nonprofit organization called the I'm a Star Foundation, where essentially was comprised of middle and high school students who did, stuff for the community. So various projects throughout the city. So I was well rounded, honestly, in high school. But I think, I definitely had those, passions of, okay, do I want to go down the entrepreneurial route or business route when I get to college, or do I want to go down the sports route? I thought about, the sports journalism too, honestly, because I was so invested in it when I was in high school. But I was kind of like, I think let me focus in another area of aspects. So I was able to like kind of recognize that early on, to be honest with you, of, this is kind of the route I want to go down. But I always knew I wanted to be in a space to where I could talk about pop culture, sports, entertainment, news, economics, those things right now. So I think, that's kind of like part of the high school journey, and then will ultimately help me evolve once I got to college, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, shit. In high school, I ain't even gonna lie to you. I was all over the fucking place.
Yeah.
Obviously, I played sports.
Yeah.
Basketball, transferred a couple schools, cause I ain't like the coach.
OD Lillard.
Yeah, I ain't like this. I am really OD Lillard, bro. Like I got a clip, bro.
I don't know, bro. The last time I seen you hoop, bro.
Man, go ask the boys. Go.
I don't know, bro.
You gotta go ask the gang, bro. Go ask the gang. They'll let you know who I am.
Bro, the last time we all hooped together,
bro, you gotta understand.
OD was taking shots after everybody left the gym.
Yeah, I mean, but that's what you gotta do. You never see the NBA playoffs. Buddy, you know what I'm saying? Buddy missed a whole bunch of shots, and then right after the game, he just shooting.
Yeah, that's like the Suns after winning or losing the game. They're over there working out and getting swept in 4 games.
It's a mentality thing, bro.
I feel it.
You know what I'm saying? I was talking to my inner child, saying, homie, you gonna have to get it together. You feel me? So that you feel me? That was a little moment there, and it's gonna happen again. You feel me? But shit, next time we hoop, watch.
We gonna see, bro.
Next time we hoop, I'm gonna fix him, bro. I'm gonna fix him, man. But shoot, nah, man. High school, man. Like I said, it was a sports route for me. And I don't know, after a while, like, you're dealing with a lot of stuff. You transferring schools, injuries start coming into play. You realize like the sports career you thought you was gonna have, you're not getting it. You know what I'm saying? It's not going the way you want. Just the cards were just not in you feel me? The cards were not in your hands, bro. I started looking into things, that I like, bro.
Yeah.
Fashion. You know what I'm saying? I think I'm a jiggy nigga, bro. I gotta keep it real.
Nah, you put it on.
I think I'm real dripper for real. You know what I'm saying? Like I am him. You know what I'm saying? Like I really think for real that's what I do. So, but that comes from just like, love of the sports, bro. Like, like 2010 era where these athletes is literally wearing glasses with literally no lenses in them.
KD, Chris Paul.
The bow tie or the tie with the jeans, you know what I'm saying?
Cut off sleeve shirt.
Bro, and then you got the 2011, 2012 era where they was wearing these super long shirts, bro, that look damn near not like dresses, come around throwing a skinny jean with the flannel around the waist and the leather jacket. Bro, like I was really dressing like that back then, you know what I'm saying?
Did you have the blonde hair like
Oh, hell nah, man. Hell nah, bro. I used to keep my hair at like a 0.5.
Oh, okay. So you was bald.
Yeah, I used to keep my hair like at a 0.5, bro. It wasn't even until like my senior year where I started growing my hair out, did a fade, tried a fro, went for a South of France. They fucked me up. I went bald. Yeah, bro. Like, yeah, I went bald and then I stayed low for a while. And then it's like, obviously, I'm in my hair braiding era, you know what I'm saying? I'm rocking cornrows now, so like,
what a guy.
Yeah, but I've always had low boys, man. But like I said, bro, like my interest, it went from basketball, then obviously to fashion, and then like obviously, it's interchangeable, right? Media, you start paying attention to, pretty much like you said, the Stuart Scotts, the Skips, who was really popping at that time. I wouldn't say Stephen A. Stephen A. probably started showing up.
He probably showed up around like 2013.
He started showing up after. He started showing up after high school for me.
Yeah, it was like Mike Wilbon, Tony Kornheiser, J.A. Adande, like he's talking about Sports Center guys.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Back then, Magic Johnson was still popping. Jalen Rose was there.
What's the guy? Not Bill Russell. Bill Simmons. Bill Simmons and Jalen Rose. That was good.
That era for sure, like, is where I was like really falling in love with like the whole media aspect and stuff. But like I said, you got the other realm of just like swag, bro. Like I really wanted to dress like D Wade for a really long time, bro.
D Wade.
Like, feel me? I still might take a few stuff out of D Wade, book. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that was my thing. That was my thing. And, all of that just, it brought me here, right? You feel me? I guess I get to have a conversation about, like I said, what we're doing here, the inner child, and look good doing this shit.
Facts.
God damn it. If you could think of one word that I guess pairs well with like inner child, right? Or when you think about inner child, one word phrases. What do you think about?
One word phrases? I say authenticity. Like authenticity to oneself, right? So, when you think back on, all the moments, all the time that you had when you were younger, I don't care if it's elementary, middle, high, even college, right? At some point, you're always, learning and adding to your toolbox, to your toolkit. And you're adding that, to yourself. And so I think authenticity of those different things, like the nature of whatever, that might be, I think that's part of your inner child, right? Being authentic to when you were a kid and you had a passion for, science, or you had a passion for writing and you turned that writing into a book, music, whatever it may be, like just being authentic to yourself. I think that is major when it comes to inner child, right? Yeah. So, for me, I think I wouldn't be authentic to myself if I didn't, talk sports, or if I didn't, engage in high level conversations every day. Like that would not be authentic to myself. Right. I'd be doing myself a disservice. So that's my one word. What about you? I feel like you can.
I got a bunch. In my head.
Go anywhere with that.
Nah, I like authenticity, right? Because I mean that's what this is, authentic conversation. You know what I'm saying? About growth, childhood, passions. Man, let me see. In my head, I probably could say one word response. Number one, I think love.
Okay, talk about it.
You know what I'm saying? I think when you think about the inner child, you think about love, right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I think it's about loving every aspect of your journey, the good, bad,
That's real,
and the ugly.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It's not just about the wins. You know what I'm saying? It's about some of the things that have happened, and learning to embrace them. You know what I'm saying? Embrace. I think that's one. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I just,
yeah.
Embrace is another one. Because obviously this is what we're doing, bro. Like we're embracing all aspects of us. You know what I'm saying? And that's just what this podcast is. We're embracing shit. But another one I think really importantly, man. I'm gonna say therapy.
Okay, yeah. Let's go here for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Let's go.
You know, like when you say some shit and your body's zen because it clicked.
Yeah.
That's what it just felt like for me, bro. But yeah, therapy.
So not even to cut you off, but I think you mentioned love. What's the second one?
Embracing
like the journey.
Man, yeah.
And embracing the journey, no matter the good, the bad, ugly, and different, whether you hit rock bottom or you get the highest of highs, right? And then to hear you say the word therapy is very important because, going back to the beginning of the show when I mentioned, how this came about and, conversations I had with you. And I think that was during a time where, I was at a little bit low point with some, personal things going on with work at the time and what have you. And so I embraced like onto, you and talking to you, right? And so, having those long conversations was a form of therapy, right? And ultimately that's how we, came to this point where, we're doing this, but, as I'm sharing stuff with you, you're sharing stuff with me about your personal life, what you got going on of, where you're trying to get career-wise or, where you're trying to get on the personal side of things and what have you. So I think that's a great word to utilize for inner child, because even if you go back to, a kid, you think about your favorite food. Like my favorite food is Thai food. We would always used to go to this spot down at Jacksonville Beach called, I think it was like Thai Room or something like that.
Yeah.
And we used to go there, once every other month. But the point is, when I came up here to the city, I was trying to find a nice Thai room. Went to a spot called Thai Villa. I forgot where it's at here. I've gone multiple times, but that's a form of like, in a sense, therapy. Take me back to when I was a kid. You know what I'm saying? So that's a very big one.
Yeah, nah. I think obviously we're no therapists, right?
Of course.
I'm no mental health professional. But I guess the best thing I could say is like, in whatever ways you need to release yourself, it's therapy. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
Whether it's actually talking to a clinical professional, that's therapy.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it's, talking to your friends and venting and getting things off your chest, that's therapy. Going to the gym, you know what I'm saying? That's therapy. Major
gains.
Yeah, gains. Thank God. You feel me? But nah, for sure, therapy is real, right? And it's not just about attacking trauma too. You know what I'm saying?
No, yeah, that's why I mentioned something good like eating. Eating's a form of therapy.
It could be about recognizing certain things about yourself that make you great.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And sometimes we need that conversation because we forget sometimes who we are, what space we're in. Life hitting us so hard, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We don't know what the fuck's going on. You know what I'm saying? And then it's always about like getting back to whatever that was that made you smile. You know what I'm saying? Getting back to whatever that was that kept your inner child happy. You know what I'm saying? So therapy to me, I think it's obviously multifaceted, but like for sure, it don't always have to be about going through struggles. It could really just,
I agree.
It could really just be about like talking about some of the shit that you really love to do.
And I think that's one of the things that I'm most excited about on continuing this journey with the pod is getting people on and really bringing those bringing things out of people that showcase and highlight what they love.
Yeah.
And maybe they haven't thought about those things to what they really love because they get so caught up in everyday life and stuff happens. But I think that's very important and a crucial part of why we're doing this at the end of the day.
Yeah, and I mean, I can't wait till we get guests on the show. For the simple fact of like stories. You know what I'm saying? I want to hear stories.
Yeah.
Not to be like nosy or anything like that, but I just want to hear stories because I just want to know like what drives people.
Yeah.
And obviously we're all connected in some way.
Of course.
And what I'm hoping is that like not only just the person sitting in these chairs could like tell a story that's going to help drive some kind of emotion out of us that's going to help push us, but like the potential viewers as well, man, like fans, subscribers, listeners, like people who are going to check into this podcast. Like I really want these stories to help like evolve people. You know what I'm saying? And this project is not just a project about me and you and I.
No, not
like,
at all.
It's not a project just about our guests. Nah, it's literally a project about, embracing where we come from, what it is that we love, how that shapes us, and then like just giving us the push that we need to continue doing it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Or if we're not doing it, to start doing whatever that is that we want to do. You know what I'm saying? So like, I'm really excited about, these guests. Obviously, me and you got a ton of stories.
Of course.
Never ending. It's going to continue to be a long conversation. But I'm really excited that we get the opportunity to get guests on the show, like have different perspectives come through, talk about just a whole bunch of shit. You know what I'm saying? And shout out to the goddamn InnerChild, man.
Yeah.
I honestly can't wait for it. That really for me, I think, it is was going to help. You know what I'm saying? What are you hoping to what are you hoping to come from this show?
I'm hoping that one, it's a release, and an outlet. I think, having these open conversations about, whatever topic that may comes to mind. It's just it's a good open release and outlet on a weekly basis. That's the first thing. And then I think two, for both of us, I hope that this helps us to elevate, ultimately, other goals and drives, other passions and thought-provoking conversations and challenges, good or bad, of course.
Right.
And those things. And the third, I'd say, really, again, I can't emphasize the point of really just being able to, talk to other people, like you mentioned, like figure out different stories and understand people at a different level and have a different perspective,
right.
from individuals from various walks of life. I think, like in the intro, going back to that, authentic conversations about growth, childhood, and passion. At the end of the day, this is a passion. So I just believe that, this isn't something that me personally, like if one person watches this or 1 million people watches, I don't really care because
that's a new watch. My bad, bro.
Nah, it's not. Nah, bro.
All right, man. What I'm saying?
See this watch on Mr. Dripster.
Nah, Mr. Foley.
Nah.
But my bad. Go
nah,
ahead,
you good. But
yeah.
Doesn't matter about the viewership, none of that. It's just, this is an outlet at the end of the day, and I want to be able to have other people on to have the same outlet to, reflect back on various times, whether it's, like I said, some positive times, or reflect back on, situations that could have gone differently. But those are the main things. Like this, again, I can't stress and emphasize enough. This is a passion. This is something that we've been looking forward to do. So we're here, and I want to be consistent throughout the process. What about you?
Man, I mean, before I talk about myself or us, I got to talk about people. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want people to be able to watch or listen to this and literally get up and go do what the hell that it is that they want to do.
Yeah.
And I'm not talking like I'm I'm in a place where, or we're in a place where we got it.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm not saying it clicked for us, you know what I'm saying? But, you don't got to make it to the top to like help people out. You could, you know what I'm saying? You could spread love if you got $1 or if you got $1 million. You know what I'm saying? It's based on how you choose to do it. So for me, it's really about people. You know what I'm saying? Like helping people just embrace themselves, right? The inner child and inner child, inner child. It's really cliche that we say it all the time.
Nah, it is.
But it's real. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's about helping people embrace themselves. You know what I'm saying? But obviously for me, passion project, we talked about this a lot, can't stress it enough. It's something that I want to work, clearly, right? We invest in our time and our finances in this. It's something I want to work, you know what I'm saying? But more so like I want this to be a good routine, you know, for you and I. You know, us having a level of consistency, us having priorities, and like making sure we're aligning ourselves the right way. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, all of these things that I want for myself, I want them even more for people. You know what I'm saying? Like I want people to be able to be in alignment with themselves as well. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it just makes the world better, bro. You know what I'm saying? These conversations help open things up. You know what I'm saying? I think we're the right people for it. You know what I'm saying? I think we're the right people from where we're coming from to be able to have conversations with people and have it just be truthful conversations and like conversations that are just all about, you know, like I said, embracing who you are. So that's main thing I'm looking for. But obviously, you know.
Yeah, and to the people aspect, I think, you know, from the various, you know, select few individuals who I have shared or the full idea with, it's been a positive outpour support of the overall concept and idea. You know, one thing that I think in present day is there's a lot of there's thousands of podcasts out there these days, right? And I think, you know, some there many can be overlap, right? So when creating this, you know, how can this platform be different, or what is different about ours? And so when just sharing the overlaying aspect of what inner child is and what it's about, I got positive outpour of support from that, and I think, you know, that's what I'm looking forward to, is bringing those people on, because, you know, at the end of the day, they have stuff that they want to talk about and share with us, and really just to talk out loud. At the end of the day, that's what it's about, and to have somebody else to listen and hear them out. So
oh yeah, definitely. I mean, you know, it doesn't take one person to raise a village. Like mom and dad definitely, you know, they did the best they can to like make sure OD and JB was good to go. But you know, we got
or
friends
JB
too.
and OD.
Yeah, we got friends too. You know what I'm saying? We got a lot of value added people in our life that have stories just as riveting as ours, or if not even more. You know what I'm saying? So bringing them on and then having the opportunity to just talk to them about, you know, the shit that we're doing here, bro, the project that we pushing, the love that we pushing, you know what I'm saying? The embracement, I don't know if that's a word, you know? And most importantly, obviously, like I said, the therapy, the kind of therapy that we want to push out, you know what I'm saying? I think I'm looking forward to that for sure, bro. I can't wait till we probably get one of the homies on.
Yeah, that's gonna be,
and then we have like, you know, a real conversation, bro, because
Who do you think? Okay, so who do you think is gonna be, like, if you had like a just off top of your head, who do you think would be the most surprising in a conversation? From the standpoint, surprising from the standpoint of, like, dang, I didn't expect them to, you know, have that that inner child in them. Like, this is what they actually do, like a passion or what have you. Who do you just you know?
See, I
not too deep.
I don't want to give it away. Okay. Not that these people are celebrities or anything, and I'm not saying because they're not celebrities they're any less. That's not what I'm saying.
Right.
But I don't want to give it off. Obviously, me and you, we talked in private about it, and we've already brainstormed a couple people that we think like are like great, you know, conversationalists. You know, not too long ago, one of my partners, you know him. I want to bring him on. Shit, a couple weeks ago, we was just having a 2-3 hour conversation, bro. Like just chilling, bro, and then just talking about things for real, bro. And you know, it's people like that I wanna like bring on.
But those are the best. Like you mentioned, 2-3 hour conversations. Like I'll never forget when I was like the COVID year. I mean, we couldn't go anywhere for real, and like I mean, well,
You can't go.
yeah, you could.
It was over with.
Yeah, but the point what I'm saying is, you know, there was times where we just pull up and we're just sitting on the couch in the crib and we're just talking for 2-3 hours straight. You know what I'm saying, from BS topics to, you know, serious hardcore debates to where we're yelling at each other like, no way you have this belief, this ideology, this take. Shout out to DMD. But yeah, and those are the best conversations because you really get to, like, you get to start to learn people and know them for real on a different level when you have those types of things. So to be able to do that moving forward, I think it's a beauty in that for sure.
Nah, for sure, man. I mean, you hit it right on the nail. You couldn't have said it any better. I don't see where we can go wrong
Yeah.
with this project. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think as long as we continue to push, you know, out the quality that we're pushing out, the consistency that we're pushing out, and obviously continue to like show this level of enthusiasm, it's only gonna get better from here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So shout out to the InnerChild, man.
Facts. Well, appreciate everybody for tapping in to our inaugural first episode of the InnerChild Podcast. Please be sure to follow us on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok at Official InnerChild. Again, I'm JB. That's OD. And don't forget to embrace your inner child. Appreciate y'all.
Peace out. Peace.
Yeah.